Hello. Well, I thought I'd just say a few words about mediums and how they're coming across on social media. And the fact is that mediums giving messages or attempting to give messages from a church platform or other public demonstrations should abide by simple rules. And those rules should apply even more so when presenting spirit side communications from loved ones over there to loved ones over here on social media platforms. They need adapting only because the recipients may be hidden from view, where the medium doesn't have the facility to bring them out on side visually or even orally, or where a comment thread is accessible but means that others have to be quick about it to see the responses. In any case, the basic rule is to give some 5 to 10 minutes maximum per recipient of a message. Anything longer is to be considered a private sitting. Another rule is to identify the individual in spirit before passing on the communication that should also contain acceptable information about both communicator and recipient and a relevant message. There should be a minimum 3 items of acceptable facts within the minutes spent in communion with the dear departed, whether received and relayed as things seen, clairvoyance, heard, clairaudience, or felt, clairsentience. These can also be told where information is just received out of the blue, as it were, called knowing. As long as it's understood and receives an affirmative by the recipient, all is well. Asking questions that are basically fishing is totally wrong. In order to demonstrate there's more to life than the mundane and material, we can offer psychic readings, gleaned clairvoyantly from the aura of the recipient, or psychometrizing an object in that same virtual reality condition. This is where you look at an object, or they tell you they have an object, or you ask spirit to help you give you an object that relates to the recipient, and then you read that as if you are actually holding it. These are acceptable by most, especially as they are a method by which a medium may tune in and then elevate their mind to the finer frequencies used by spirit side communicators, and so receive in their mind those messages from loved ones wishing to contact those left behind down here and pass them on. Now, the fairground and sideshow psychic was often a medium too. But although there have been moves afoot for the last 12 years to perceive the practices associated with spiritualism as nothing but entertainment, or even as experiments, there has always been a solid core of spiritualism, a solid core of spiritualists who have rejected that description, including myself. And yes, I have worked as a speaker and medium in many churches and centres, and I remember the people who came to a demonstration of mediumship in one spiritualist church who proceeded to open their fish and chips in preparation for being entertained. Now, I thought to myself, do I say something or what? So I thought, well, I'm busy anyway. But then my cooperator in spirit told me to go to them. So receiving a message from a much-loved relative turned out to be a better option than disrespectfully munching their supper that was made soggy by their tears, hopefully of joy as well as other emotions. And in this new age we've entered, where people all over the world may not gather in churches or other places of worship for religious or social meetings, as well as all the other stringent constraints preventing them from going about their usual daily business, spiritualists and spiritualism that has always rested on the abilities of good and genuine mediums to assure people that life is continuous after physical death. So now is the time when our religion and its practices can be accessed by millions, not just the congregation of any one small church. This is a responsibility not to be taken lightly. And if mediums cannot step up to the plate when practicing under the auspices of a spiritualist religious organisation on all the social media platforms, where they should demonstrate that truth. Then let them just step back and hone their abilities away from the public gaze until they can. This is something that I feel very strongly about, particularly for, I know that every spiritualist organisation is also and has always been concerned with the same thing. But I think those little tips that I offered there could be adhered to and could get good results for everybody. And I was always told 3 pieces of evidential proof that the individual communicating is still there, still able to communicate back to loved ones here, is really all that's needed. And, I know that if you can get one really good fact across from that side to this, that is just a miracle, isn't it? So I wish everybody well. I hope that those of you who are mediums and psychics will flourish, and remember that you have a sacred duty to prove that life is eternal. And I wish you all very well. And there will be, of course, lots and lots of mediums and psychics on the old airwaves now. And as long as you know what's right from wrong, I think everybody will be fine. God bless you all.